Hey all, how are you doing today? I know it has been a long time since I published my last video. Actually, my last video was last year, probably 3 months ago, but I apologize. I will keep posting videos in this channel, and today I want to talk about how my English has changed after 7 or 8 months since I left the United States. For those of you who don't know, I lived in the US for 1 year from August of 2014 until August of 2015. And during that time, I improved my English a lot, and the main reason why I decided to create this channel was to continue practicing my spoken English. And definitely my life is much different now because I don't use English all day long every day as I used to do while I was in the United States. So I don't have as many opportunities to practice the language as I used to have. But I have this channel, and also eventually, occasionally, I meet some people that speak in English and I can try at least to practice with them. The last person that I spoke in English to was this exchange student that came to live in my city. He's from Thailand, and Thailand actually. I don't know the pronounce. Sorry, I don't know the right pronunciation. Anyways, so I was speaking English with him, but his English is not that good, so but at least I could practice with him. Also, weekly I have a meeting on Skype with a partner of mine. We are working on a website together, and he has been living in the US for probably more than 20 years. So his English is very, very American, and that's like the main real life English contact that I have. So what has changed after this time? Definitely my pronunciation. Now I make more pronunciation mistakes. Also, it takes a little bit longer to make the sentences. It's a little bit harder to think, to make the sentences come to my mind. Um, Also, my listening is not as good as it used to be. I was watching some videos on YouTube today, videos in English, and I realized that I kind of miss more from the speech than I used to miss. But that's natural. I was expecting that. I was kind of preparing myself to face this, because even though you try really hard to keep your language in a good level, even though you try really hard to keep improving all your skills, it will not be the same thing. If you are in a country that speaks that language, but then you decide or you have to come back to your original country, your language skills will not be the same. And while I was in the US, my Portuguese was also affected. By the way, I read this article last week talking about how bilingual people, how being bilingual changes your brain connections, how one language affects the other language. And I experienced that myself. So I think that's a natural process, and I'm really trying to at least practice my spoken English besides this channel and my partner that I talk weekly. Sometimes I speak in English alone. I'm walking on the street, I'm thinking of the things I have to do, and then I speak in English alone. Also, I record my voice sometimes. I should do that more often, but because that's the best way. When you listen to your own voice, you can recognize your own mistakes. But from other skills standpoint, my reading has improved a lot. It's even better than it was in the United States, because I've read several books in English since I came back. Actually, I started reading them in the United States. My first book in English I read even before I went to the United States, but now I've read probably 5 or 6 books in English in a row since last year, so my reading skills are like awesome, really, really. It makes a difference to me if I'm reading a text in English or in Portuguese. My writing skills has also improved a lot, especially now because I'm using Reddit all the time. I I didn't use Reddit while I was in the United States. So Reddit has been helping me a lot to improve not only my writing skills but also my reading skills. I know it's not formal English; it's very informal English, but it's still a skill, And I kind of can differentiate what is informal, what is formal. Um, and yeah, I think I've talked about the four skills. Speaking, listening, writing, and reading. Speaking is always the most difficult to practice, followed by listening. And the others are kind of easy. If you read and if you write, you can have contact with native speakers on internet to exchange messages. Yeah, so that's all for today. Let me know in the comments down below if you see any difference in my accent, in my English, if you compare to the videos that I made when I created the channel, or if you have seen me speaking English in person, maybe. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next week.